Well, hello there, KeebNews watchers. In this video, we're checking out the NuPhy Halo75 V2 IO. That's right, I got the V2 already, and the IO has a few key differences. So IO, am going to unbox it, type on it with some nice sound tests, and give you my thorough review. Are you excited? V2, let's go. Okay, well, it's kind of hard to look hard with a tiny pocket knife. So I'm gonna pull up a chair and we're gonna unbox this thing. I think I look kind of short. That's better. While I unbox it, I'll give you a few known details. I'm gonna assume you have not watched any videos on the V2, or if you have, let me just start with what's different. 3 things per the company. The switches, they have different switch offerings. The battery life is almost double if you don't have lights on. That's how they like measure it or whatever, 4,000 mAh, if you will. Battery life almost double, and this no longer supports QMK for updating the firmware, changing the keybinds, the macros, the RGB settings and stuff like that. Now they use their own proprietary NuPhy.io, I believe is where you can find it. But that's it, the 3 things. That's what's different about it. Right out of the box, a quick getting started guide, which I will ignore, an FAQ guide, which I will also ignore. And let's take a look at what's in the box here. Keyboard, come back to that in a momento. I'm gonna assume there are going to be a few extra keycaps, a switch puller, and a USB-C 3 cable. This is the exact same one that is in the V2. It's a very nice cord. It's not braided, but it is a very nice USB cord there. Extra keycaps. I'm not gonna open this right now, but there are extra keycaps. And a keycap puller, same one that is in all of the recent NuPhy keyboards right there. Switch puller, keycap puller to take those things off. Okay, let's take a look at the keyboard itself. I have the old one here, by the way, for comparison. Oh, switch came out. Keycaps, first and foremost, very high quality. It's across all of NuPhy's keyboards. I've always been very impressed with the keycap quality. They look great, they feel great. They really do. This is MSA profile, which means it's sculpted. This is gonna curve across the entire keyboard, and the individual keycaps will be slightly curved in as well. Medium height, by the way, not as high as SA keycaps, which are these bad boys. Super tall. Nope, medium, but they feel good, they look good, nothing new. Now, also they have different options, a few with like big old letters and numbers I saw on there, and like shine through in case you want more lighting. There you go, but I'm a big fan of these. They look great, they feel fantastic. I think they're all double shot, maybe a triple shot even, somewhere in there, PBT. Plastic, I don't remember, you're gonna have to go look that up. Look great, feel great. Now, one thing I was disappointed with, this is a space bar, and it's empty. I thought they were gonna send out the Ghost space bar. Here is the old one on the NuPhy V2. See that thing right there? It is transparent, it's very hard to see. It helps with the sound dampening, and indeed, on the old keyboard, right underneath the spacebar, is more sound dampening, silicone or something. This one does not have that. I don't know why they changed that. They didn't say anything on their site. I figured it would have the Ghost spacebar or whatnot, but it doesn't. Okay, keycaps, phenomenal. Switches, they have a few new switch offerings here. Red, linear, brown, I think, and then blush, which is what they sent me, which I'm so happy for. They are the silent switch. Linear, 42 grams of force, I think, if my memory serves. Silent switch. I'm glad. Some silent switches are terrible. Some of them are like, oh, it's actually kind of nice. I can hear it myself. It's kind of delightful to type on, but I'm not going to annoy anybody. Woof. So far, by the way, these are super silent. We'll take a look at the switches in a moment. So, I'm not going to take these things apart, either the switch or the keyboard, and show you all the insides, because they just do a really good job on the website. Sorry, I know that's a cop-out. The switches are slightly tweaked, it looks like, on these max switches. I think that's what they're calling it. Slightly tweaked. The blush has palm stems, which I'm a big fan of. Doesn't matter. Inside the keyboard, it's gasket mounted, I believe, where you can actually kind of feel the entire thing push in, other than just the keycaps and the switches, yeah. But they have sound dampening at like every level of this thing. PCB, plate, sound dampening everywhere. It's very heavy. I'm not gonna take it apart, but you can see it on their site. Case, the bottom is opaque. I thought this was gonna have the transparent case, like this guy does, the V2. I'm gonna actually see if this still has battery. When the lighting comes on the V2, it kind of lights up the entire bottom right here. There you go, you can see it's kind of doing something. The new IO does not have that. This is not translucent at all. Let's turn it on here. But it does still have the light bar, which will hopefully, there it goes, boom, right there, all the way around. Looks really nice and sharp. More so than the other one at first glance, by the way. It's interesting. This thing right here, it says pairing right now, I presume. This will actually show you battery life. It'll be green if you're fully charged, orange and then red when it gets low battery. I think you can actually have it do other things as well, if my memory serves. Really great feature, super cool. On the back here, you got Windows and Mac mode, if you want to toggle between them, which I do, by the way. I use Mac for work, and my gaming PC down there is Windows, so that's handy to have. As well as Bluetooth, wireless, or dongle, which is right there. Dongle's over here. You can just pull it out of the back. Bluetooth, very fast on these things. I'm not a super competitive gamer, so when you say like 1,000 hertz or whatever it is, polling rate, I'm like, okay, does it feel snappy when I type? Yes. So who cares other than that? I'm sorry, if you do care, by the way, but I don't. But if the Bluetooth is fine. It's always worked fine on these keyboards. I've literally never had an issue, period. I love the design. I love the ridges. The texture just makes it look that much less boring. All the edges are like perfectly rounded. There's no sharp edges, which I can't say for every mechanical keyboard, especially like pre-built ones, which is weird. I don't like sharp edges. I feel like I'm gonna hurt somebody with it. And this thing is so heavy. You could like harm small animals with this thing if it had sharp edges, but it doesn't. It's really nice. Feet feel good. The padding feels good. Tri-mode feet, as always, I think. The halo is different. Did I mention that? This right here. It's still like kind of embedded in the plastic, so to speak. It doesn't stick out. It looks good, but the other one had like the whole thing was like this little plaque. There you go. There's the old one right there. This is slightly different. It pops out a little bit more. I don't know which one's nicer. I don't think it's that big a deal, but there you go. All right, I just recorded a video pairing it and everything, and then I accidentally deleted it. So it's already paired, but I want to let you know, I did have to hold down the function and 1. You can pair up to 3 devices, function 1, function 2, function 3. The pairing light was like blinking, but it still wasn't pairing with my Mac. Function 1 held it down for like 2 seconds, and then boom, it popped up, and we're good to go. Now, let's take a look at NuPhy.io. QMK and VIA is the software and stuff they use to do the keybind changes, and you can set macros and layers and stuff like that. They didn't do that with this keyboard. Instead, they opted to have it use NuPhy.io, which is good and bad. Well, actually, it's just good. I'm a big fan. QMK VIA is great. It's a little old and it's kind of clunky, and you would still like download firmware updates, and maybe you would have to flash your keyboard depending on what keyboard it is, whatever. NuPhy.io is just bonkers, simple, and easy. With one exception, by the way. Actually, with 2 exceptions, by the way. Number 1, you have to plug your keyboard in. You can't do it via Bluetooth. When I did this a second ago, again, I deleted the video, so I'm not going to do it again. I used this USB cable, which I just had laying around. Didn't work. This would not stay in the keyboard. I plugged it in, and I could like push it in, and it would stay in, but then it just kind of like sags out. It's still doing it right now. Couldn't connect it to my computer. Not sure what's going on, but luckily I switched to the cable they provided, which must just have a little bit more clearance here with the little plastic part or something. I don't know, but I plug it in and then it sticks just fine. It works just fine. I'm gonna put it in wired mode to connect it to the computer. That was issue number 1. Issue number 2, even when the keyboard is connected, which it is right now, I clicked this button right here, start NuPhy.io, access authorization, and then boom, no compatible devices found. What gives? Well, I tried a bunch of things for like 5 minutes, unplugged it, plugged it back in, turned it off, turned it back on. Eventually, I came back and just clicked this link, which is different than that one, apparently. You can see the button's no longer green when it launches. Oh, I've already connected it, so it's not gonna show you. It's basically the same exact screen, except the button looked different, and I was like, oh wait, is this a different version of NuPhy.io? I don't know, but it worked. I clicked the button and it connected right away. I did it off screen just a second ago, but now I'm good to go. Super weird. That said, other than that little hiccup right there, which NuPhy might want to correct, phenomenal software. Really, really good. First of all, I already updated via the settings menu here my firmware. Again, I did it a second ago. I accidentally deleted the video. It prompted me with a little pop-up, update firmware. I clicked one button. 45 seconds later, firmware was updated on my keyboard. I didn't download anything. No software, It's just so good, right? This is the way every mechanical keyboard should work. A few other settings, which I'm not going to go too deep into right here. You can set your sleep timers right here, turn on, off, auto sleep. I'm going to close the settings. I just realized you couldn't see because my face was in the way, so here you go. Now you can see some different things right here. Advanced functionality, including dynamic keystrokes, macros, modes. They can have a couple of different modes, by the way. You can customize, I think it's like M1, M2, and M3. In fact, I think, yeah, here you go. You click this button up here. M1, that's not the M1 chip, by the way. That's like mode number 1. Mode number 2 is Windows, and you can customize and save these separately, which is, I think, really cool. I don't even know what this is. Stabilization level? Super interesting stuff here. You can disable the Windows key, helpful for gamers. Lots, 32 different macro spots. This is just an unbelievable amount of customization. Start recording button. You can actually just press that right there. It's really handy. I forgot, I was looking for dynamic keystrokes. My keyboard doesn't have that. That's only the, I don't remember which one it is, but one of them has that functionality. Click here to access the different function layers. You can reset the entire thing like that guy right there. Tap dance is actually just a really cool feature, by the way. Single tap, double tap, triple tap will do 3 different things. It's interesting. I don't even think it's extra money. It's the same cost as Halo75 V2. Should you get QMK VIA or should you get the NuPhy IO? You should get the NuPhy IO. It just works better, period. It is. It's fantastic. They've done a killer job with their software in the browser. Don't have to download anything, instant firmware updates, customize everything with a click of a button. It's just easy and simple and fast. And kudos to NuPhy for doing that. Big fan. All right, that said, time for the sound test. Oh, I don't want to break this. It was already kind of like very gentle to begin with. Sorry, keyboard. Well, hello there again. So time for my very short wrap up and review with some findings. Been typing on this for several days now, and spoiler alert, I'm just a big fan. This is my new favorite NuPhy keyboard. I'm a NuPhy fanboy anyways. They send me all these keyboards and I think they're just the best pre-built keyboards you can buy for the price point. Around $100, 120 US dollars, etc. It's just really great. It's well made. However, there are 1 or 2 things I just want to point out to you. Number 1, you've already seen most of this stuff. Sure enough, this USB-C cable that I was already using, I had 50 of these, by the way, but this one was just sitting on my desk. It didn't work. It will not stay connected. And the one that came with it does, obviously. And sure enough, it's just longer. Like, I don't know if this one's too short and this one's normal, or if this one's a little bit longer than normal. I'm actually not sure. I could pull out old cords. I know you can't see that very well, but it is a fraction of a millimeter longer, and you have to have that. I was a little frustrated at first, but then I realized, wait, it's Bluetooth. It's wireless. It's an extremely fast Bluetooth connection. Why don't I just use that? And so I did, and I've been happy. But you still have to charge it. And if you want to run it in wired mode, you probably have to use the one that came with it. Or find one that works, which may not be all of them. So that's con number 1. That's actually not a deal breaker for me, but I could see where it could be slightly annoying. Number 2, I love the software. NuPhy.io is phenomenal. It's just really well done. There are 1 or 2 bugs, and you saw them already. Right there on the homepage, trying to connect this keyboard was a little finicky. One link worked on their homepage to connect my keyboard, the other one didn't. I don't know what's going on there, but alas. Once I got it connected, by the way, flawless. Flawless. I love it. It's better than QMK and VIA. It just is. It just is. I can't say enough about that. So that's both It's a pro and a con. The con is maybe they have 1 or 2 tweaks to work out. The pro is it's phenomenal software, and that's why you should buy this keyboard over some of the other Halo counterparts. It's a new and improved version. Halo, anyways, it's great. Now, some more pros and maybe one more con. Feel, 10 out of 10. I just love the way it feels. The keycaps are so solid. Gasket mounted feels great. It's really heavy and textured. It doesn't feel cheap in any way. It's not a super expensive keyboard, but it doesn't feel cheap in any way. So good. So good. Sound, it depends on what you're looking for. So this is the most quiet keyboard I've ever typed on, period. Ever, period. I've used 6 different silent switches over the years, and I've tested most of them out here on this channel, and there's some that I really, really like. None of them are this silent. It's kind of nuts. I think this is partially because it's a silent switch. Okay, they've engineered a silent switch anyways, the blush switch. But it's also just a very dampened keyboard anyways. Same thing with the previous V2, same thing with all of their recent keyboards. This is the Halo75. They're all pretty dampened anyway. They're not really huge, resonant, thauky, deep stuff, right? They just don't make those keyboards. That combined with the blush switch equals the most quiet keyboard I've ever typed on. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. And by the way, no, it doesn't need the ghost spacebar. I think they left that out on purpose. I don't think it's supposed to be there. It was on the V2, not on this one. But it's kind of weird, because if you got the other switches, the non-blush switches, I think you would want it. I don't know what they do. Maybe it's just the blush switches that don't come with the ghost spacebar, or they just left it out, period. I don't know, but it doesn't need it on this one. It's so quiet. That's a pro and a con. If you absolutely want the quietest keyboard ever, this is it. And by the way, you can still hear it when you type. My microphone's right here right now, so you're not catching a bunch of it. But even to me, it's like, it's ludicrously quiet. So there you go, pro and a con. Other than that, it is flawless for the price point. It just is. It's hot swappable. You put whatever switches you want in there. It just works. The software is fantastic. It looks great. It sounds great. It feels great. That's it. That's all you need to know. This is the lamest review on YouTube, period. But Halo 65, I wish they'd sent me the 65, by the way. This is the 75% layout. They also have a bigger 96% layout with the numpad. I don't need any of that stuff. I wish they'd sent me the 65, but alas. Big fan of this one too. That's it. I.O. am so happy that you watched this video. Drop me a comment if you would like. Or, you know, if the mood presents itself, you can subscribe and boost my ego, because that's just about all it does. That's about all it's worth, actually. All right. Thank you for watching, KeebNews family, and I'll see you next time. Adios.